MJX are one of my favourite affordable RC brands. Over the last couple of years, we have seen some crazy good releases from the guys at MJX, and whilst a lot of the cars from MJX turn out to be really good, there's also been a couple that weren't very good. But the good news is MJX is one of those RC brands that does listen to customers, they do listen to reviewers, and they make changes where required to make their RC cars even better. Now, one of my favourite MJX RC cars of all time is the 1/14th scale Mini Truggy, and for a long time now you've heard me banging on about how good that Truggy is. Now I've got some good news, because MJX have taken on board feedback, they've made changes, and guess what? There's a brand new version. So yes, today is a very exciting day, because here we have the new MJX 14207. So this looks like a new updated version of this, the 14210, which we all know is an absolute legend in the cheap and budget RC world. But it does look like MJX have made some very big changes to this, which should make it a lot better than this. And even though a lot of people complained about the handling on this one, I always thought it was pretty good. But let's hope MJX have made all the necessary changes and made this thing absolutely epic. So let's talk about some of the new updates on this then. Now, of course, the first thing you notice is the LED light bar up on the front. The wheels and tyres have also been changed on this, and these feel much nicer and look much nicer compared to the old ones. Turning this around, look what we now have. We have got a wheelie bar on the back. It looks like the rear wing is exactly the same as the old one. Let's take the body off and take a closer look underneath. So underneath, this does look a lot like the old Truggy, although they have made some changes under here as well. For example, the shocks are now different on this, but just as you would expect, they are oil filled and adjustable. Very, very nice. And it's the same story on the rear. I think one of the biggest changes is the chassis. This one did have an all metal chassis. Now on this new one, everything under here looks to be a little bit more beefed up. Check these out. These are made out of metal. And then of course there you have the new plastic chassis itself. Now this gets even better, because now we have proper hex hardware. No more of these terrible screws. So underneath, it does look like MJX have changed quite a few things compared to the old one. Now everything else also looks like it's been beefed up a little bit, including the shock towers. And in general, every component just seems to be a little bit thicker and better built. Now the new version does have a metal center brace, although it is slightly different compared to the old one. On this one, the receiver box is down here. Compared to the old one, the receiver box was up here. Now on the old one, this had a mini servo, whereas on this one it looks like you get a full-size servo. Of course, the ESC on this is 2 to 3S capable. It's nice to see a little bit of extra protection with that new chassis. No doubt I've missed some more stuff, but look, I just want to get this out and give it a run. I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in checking this out in a little bit more detail. So in the box here we have the new style MJX transmitter. Now these are actually pretty nice. I do prefer these over the old style ones, and if you can't remember what those look like, I will stick some footage on the screen now. Again, they weren't too bad, but I think this just feels a little bit nicer to hold. Now you've got a foam grip on the wheel. Under here we have the usual adjustments like steering trim, steering dual rate and throttle dual rate. And then of course we've got that LED button at the top, because this does have that LED light bar. In here we've got a spare wing. It looks like we've got some spare wing mounts as well, and some spare body posts. This is a nice little addition. Now MJX have sent this directly to me. I'm hoping you get this in the final retail version. Finally, the usual MJX accessory bag. In there we've got the charger, some Allen keys, a screwdriver and a cross wrench. That's pretty much it in there. That's your standard accessory bag from MJX. So first up, we're going to see how fast this goes on 2S, and we're going to be using the included 3000 milliamp hour 2S pack. So here we go then, 2S test right out the box with the included battery. Yeah, this thing feels planted. Now there's no gyro on this one, but I don't think you need it. That's full throttle. Yeah, it's planted. Very, very stable. And I know some people said the handling on the old one wasn't very good. I never had a massive issue with it. For an affordable truck, I thought it was okay, but a lot of people said it wasn't. And there were some updates to make it better, and thankfully it was made a little bit better. But yeah, this handles really well. It feels quick on 2S. Right, let's bring it back. Let's see what we got on 2S. This is going to be exciting. So let's hit read. So 31 miles per hour out the box on the included 2S pack. Now, I couldn't remember how fast the old one went, so I had to go back and check the old footage, and that actually achieved 33 miles per hour. So this one is slightly slower than the old one, but let's see how fast it goes on 3S. So next up, 3S. Let's see how fast it goes. Now, the old one did 47 miles per hour out the box on 3S. Feels quick. It does feel quick. Is it going to be faster than 47? Now, I wonder if this one has a lower kV motor compared to the old one. But look, it's not always about speed. This is perfectly fast enough for anyone, especially if you're just starting out in the hobby. These kind of speeds is, you know, crazy. I've been into the hobby for over 20 years and even I struggle sometimes to go full throttle on these smaller cars. You really don't need to go any quicker than 40 miles per hour, especially if you're just starting out. Right, let's bring it back. Let's see what we got on 3S. This thing is a beast. Does it do any wheelies? Oh! Yes, it does. It's definitely got some power. Yeah, it feels a little bit more responsive compared to the old one. So 39. So it's quite a bit slower compared to the old one. Now, I know people are going to say, why is this thing so much slower compared to the old version? Now, of course, this is using a slightly lower kV brushless motor, but I don't think that's going to make much difference. I did have a look and it is still running a 14-tooth pinion, so they haven't undergeared it. The only thing I can think of is that ESC delivers its power slightly differently, and maybe, yes, it is a little bit underpowered compared to the old ESC. I also know people are going to leave a comment saying if you press the set button 5 times, it will unlock the crazy power mode. Yeah, that doesn't work on the new ESCs, and it only worked on some of the older ones. Looking back, I think that ESC trick only worked on the H14BM. It didn't work on all of them, but I know there's still going to be people out there who will say, you didn't hit the ESC button 5 times. Now, what would happen is you hit the button 5 times, then you'd get 3 beeps, and then you'd be in the ultra crazy fast mode. Well, let me try it and I'll show you that that doesn't work. So let's give this a very quick off-road test. Now, we know this isn't as fast as the old one for whatever reason, but look, this is still plenty fast enough. You really don't need to be going insanely quick with a 1/14 scale truck. This is more than enough. I really like the fact that MJX have made some very, very useful changes on this, especially with that new chassis and the Hex hardware, and of course that really nice new body. Let me give you another close-up of that because it just looks so good. How cool does that matte yellow and white body look? I just think this truck looks insane. Someone left a comment on my second channel recently, basically saying, would you go for a base level, big name brand car, you know, like a Traxxas Bandit, for example, or would you go for something like this, MJX? Do you know what? I think I'd pick something like this. You're getting way more performance for the money. Spares availability used to be the thing that, you know, everyone used to say, oh, you need to buy a Traxxas or an Armour to get the spares availability, but these days, especially for us here in the UK, what with Serious RC pretty much stocking all the spares for MJX and Relalo stuff, it's kind of a no-brainer. It just makes sense to go for an MJX or a Relalo these days, because you're getting way more performance compared to something like a Bandit. I think the bigger brands need to start upping their game and giving us more performance for the money, because these guys are really going to start taking over the market soon. And to be honest, I think they kind of already are. So there we go then guys, brand new from MJX, their new 14207, and whilst this is a little bit slower out the box compared to the old one, I really don't think it matters too much. Anyway, let me know what you think of this fantastic looking RC car in the comment section down below. Are you going to buy one of these, or are you going to go for the monster truck? Because yes, there is a new monster truck as well. I've got one of those on the way that hasn't arrived yet, but as soon as it does, of course, I'll get a video out on that as well. Now, if you want to win a brand new MJX, check out my current raffles. I'm giving you the chance to win a brand new 1/7 scale rally car. Yes, of course, it's their fantastic 1/7 scale Citroen. That thing is a total beast. Now, if you don't want to enter the paid raffle, but you'd prefer to win something for free, I'm also giving you the chance to win a brand new MJX 12212. That one is completely free of charge. All you need to do is follow my page. If you're interested, I will leave a link down below. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the 12407. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one. Take care. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more from MJX, click one of these videos now.